Hey, are you made of money? Do you want to use alcohol markers? And by any chance, do you have a Hobby Lobby nearby? Well, if your answers were no, yes, and yes, then you're in luck. I may have the marker just for you. Today I will be reviewing the Master's Touch alcohol marker set. It comes with 6 skin tone markers. And if that isn't good enough for you, I'm going to be comparing them to these bad boys. Okay, first things first, let's go over these colors. We have salmon pink, pastel peach, potato brown, yellow ochre, terracotta, and burnt sienna. Now, the colors on the tops really don't match the colors on the back of the package, so hopefully we'll see how much they look alike compared to that. My first impressions of the actual marker is I really like the feel of the barrel. It's sturdy, very easy to grip. It's a triangular shape, so that really helps with it from rolling away. It has a brush nib on one side. Looks very similar to the Copic marker brush nib. And then on the other side, we have the chisel nib. The first color that I'm swatching is pastel peach. Now, as you can see, the top of the barrel compared to the actual color that's laid down on paper is nothing alike. I found that pretty much all the markers did not match the actual colors very well, so I would definitely recommend having a swatch chart. First thing that I did notice about putting down the Master's Touch swatch is the brush nib. I almost hate to say it because I am a stickler for Copic markers, but it feels pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and swatch the Copic markers. I went through my set and got the colors that I best felt, matched the colors in the Master's Touch. Hopefully I got a pretty good comparison, so that way when we go through all the colors, it's pretty fair. Now I'm going to start off blending with my Copic markers just because I already know how these bad boys are gonna do. They are the king, everything of alcohol markers, at least in my opinion. I picked E35 and E39 just because those were the closest in the blending family, and as you can see, they blend beautifully. Like, it's like butter. I mean, you can't go wrong with Copic markers. Onto the Master's Touch. Now, I had got yellow ochre and terracotta because these were the ones that I felt that was the closest. Guys, when I first started blending these markers, I'm not even gonna lie to you, they blend pretty freaking well, guys. Like, I was very, very surprised. And I mean, you can see for yourself on the paper, like, look at that. It's pretty similar. Like, I don't wanna, but it's pretty similar. Okay, now for the next blending test, I took 2 colors that I really wasn't expecting to blend very well just because they are like completely different color families as far as like how light they are, the value, the everything. Color family, all of it. It blended as well as it could, but obviously not the prettiest. So I went and found what I felt was going to be the closest to the Copic markers. And I will say I felt like I had a lot more trouble blending these than I did with Copics. You can be the judge, but it was a little bit more difficult for me, I think. Just notice that I had the wrong number. It's not 96, it's actually 95. Okay, now for the last 2, I'm using RO2 and E37. Now, I didn't expect these to blend whatsoever in a pretty way. I just wanted to see how difficult it will be compared to Copic markers to blend some very unlikely colors together. Once again, I felt like it was a little bit more difficult blending the Master's Touch markers with these colors than it was the Copic markers. Now, it could just be because these colors just aren't meant to go together. It could be because I'm not the alcohol marker master, but it was kind of a struggle.
Anywho, let's get on to what we really came here for, the price. So at Hobby Lobby, a set of 6 markers is going to run you $29.99. They do sell them individually, but that's going to cost you $5.99 per marker. I know $30 may seem steep for 6 markers, however, they were on sale for 50% off, which ultimately brought the total down to only $15. Now compared to Copic markers, buying a single marker is going to cost you around $7.99, and buying a set of 6 is around $29 as well. What was interesting to me is how close these products are in price and also in quality and application. Although in my opinion, if you were to spend the money on Master's Touch markers, you might as well grab you some Copics instead. The only reason I bought them was because they were 50% off. I honestly wouldn't spend $30 on these when I know I can get Copics for the same price. Now that we have the money out of the way, I wanted to do one last test, which was to color in 2 sketches. I will be starting with the Copic side first because I'm used to using them. I'm going to be using E35 and E39 for the Copics, and then I'm going to be using yellow ochre and terracotta for the Master's Touch. My coloring process is generally the same. Now, I'm not the best in my opinion at shading and lighting and everything, but I'm still working on it. I do find that the liners that I use, they always bleed with alcohol markers. So I like to color in my illustrations first, and then I line them, at the end. It's very satisfying to me to see how disheveled it looks at first, but then as soon as I start lining it, it all comes together. Now on to the Master's Touch side. Look guys, I'm going to be really honest with you. I found no prominent differences for my Copic markers when it came to application. They blend beautifully, the colors work pretty well together, and the brush nib is pretty close to the same flexibility as a Copic marker. The only downfall I noticed is the lack of integrity of the marker itself. One of my nibs had a scratchy texture to it, while another one wasn't as juicy as all the rest. I guess all in all, there's a reason that Copic markers are top of the line. So if you're going to pay $30 for Master's Touch markers, go ahead and treat yourself and just get you Copics. Well, that's the end of this video. So thanks so much for watching guys. I hope this was helpful and shed some light into Hobby Lobby's new alcohol markers. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to stay up to date on future videos. Leave me a comment below and let me know if there's any other art supplies you'd like to see me review. Until next time, stay golden. Bye.